Today I'll be going over some LEGO Star Wars minifigures and sets you guys should buy before Tales of the Jedi comes out on October 26th. So yes, welcome back everyone to another LEGO Star Wars video. In today's video I wanted to go over some LEGO Star Wars minifigures and sets that I personally recommend picking up before October 26th when Tales of the Jedi comes out. Of course guys, the episode lengths got revealed today. They're all only going to be about like 8 to 12 minutes if we don't include the credits. So not too long of time to really show anything too crazy. I feel like we're going to see a lot of recognizable faces, but in turn there's not going to be too much time for them to really make a big appearance, I feel. So nonetheless though guys, let's go over a couple minifigures and sets. Really quickly, I wanted to say that this video is mainly focused on the fact of, I feel like a lot of us probably already have these and kind of suspect these to go up in value, but there's definitely going to be a whole nother crowd, I feel, once the show actually gets released, where say they're a more of a Star Wars fan than a Lego fan. Say they have a few Lego items, but primarily they're just watching the show. They don't really care too much about it beforehand. They watch the show, they see some of these characters, some of these sets come out, and then that day they'll be like, hey look, I really want to go get so and so, and then they'll go on Bricklink and eBay and buy it. So this is really for kind of us right here, for the week beforehand, to really maybe buy some of these up right now, get them before it's too late, and get them before maybe they go up another 10-15 bucks each. So let's get into it, guys. All right guys, so starting off with minifigures with an obvious one right here, of course we got all the Ahsoka Tanos. I feel like predominantly probably the Clone Wars era ones. The Rebels one is already very expensive right now. I don't really think we'll see Ahsoka in her Rebels era based off the trailer. It was only a minute and 40-second long trailer, so nothing really too much to base it off of, but I feel like predominantly, I think the Clone Wars era ones from season 1 and season 3, the Padawan versions of her, we can definitely see maybe get a little bit of a boost right now, go up another 10-15 bucks each, since both of them are actually kind of pricey right now. The Padawan one is about 20-25 bucks, and the season 3 one was actually in a Clone Wars video I did a couple weeks ago, and that one's already pushing about 40 or 60 bucks right now itself. So any of these Ahsokas I recommend, of course, if you're eyeballing any of them right now, go ahead and buy them now, because of course in a week and a half from now, they'll all be another 10-20% up in price. So next up, guys, we got Count Dooku right here. And of course, this is kind of an up-in-the-air one, since in the actual show, we're going to be seeing Count Dooku when he's very young, in his, 20s and 30s or 40s or whatever. The two that are made right now are based off of him when he's way older. The Clone Wars one is, based off the Clone Wars era. And then, of course, the Attack of the Clones ones is, taking place right beforehand. I feel like either of these Count Dookus, though, will still get a little bit of a premium on top of them. I definitely don't really feel like we'll be getting any sets from Tales of the Jedi, at least anytime soon. So Count Dooku is kind of up in the air. Will we ever see another one anytime soon now? So I think for the moment, both the Count Dookus on the market will at least get a little bit, higher in price. So I recommend, again, like always, just picking it up now, before it's too late and you kind of regret it. Alright guys, next up we got Bail Organa right here, and Bail Organa is really making his way around all of these Star Wars TV shows. So, in my opinion, I think if you have ever wanted a Bail Organa for your collection, or bought the actual set back in 2019, you guys probably already have him. But again, I feel like this is another character where once people see Bail Organa in the TV show, kind of the average LEGO Star Wars collectors, they'll be like, okay, the name and the face will pop back into their head. They'll be like, hey, look, I want to get the LEGO Star Wars minifigure version of him, and I could definitely see it selling a little bit more around that time. He's already kind of a pricey minifigure, pushing $100 right now, so really, can you get too much more crazy for such a small cameo apparently in Tales of the Jedi? We'll have to kind of see, but I think for the moment though guys, if you guys want Bail Organa, pick him up now before you guys have to pay another 5 or 10 bucks in a week. Alright, moving on to kind of a double combo right here, we got Phase 2 Captain Rex, another prime example of a minifigure that is really expensive right now, where I feel like we really won't be able to tell a direct market difference say in a week and a half from now, but it's definitely going to be one of those where buy it now before it gets a little bit harder to come by. It's definitely going to be put in front of a lot more people's faces in a week and a half, and like I said, $200 is a pretty premium price to pay for a minifigure. Like, not just the average Joe, I feel like, is going to be able to go on watching Tales of the Jedi, they see Phase 2 Captain Rex in a scene, and they're going to be like, hey look, yeah, I'm going to go drop $200 right now at 3 in the morning after they watched episode 2 of Tales of the Jedi. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like Phase 2 Captain Rex compared to say like the Ahsokas will not have as much of like a noticeable market change that time, but Phase 2 Captain Rex is definitely one of them. Clone Wars clones, the original P1 animated Clone Wars clones, we see those in the trailer. I feel like, again, it will be put in front of a lot more people's eyes in a week and a half from now, and honestly right now they're pretty cheap. I gotta admit, for being a clone trooper, for being a plain white clone, you guys can get them pretty cheap. I'm lucky I've got a pretty significant army of them right now, so I won't really be too mad if they go up in value, but personally this is my favorite clone trooper LEGO's ever made. Honestly, if we're talking about every clone trooper ever, this is my favorite. I think they look very very accurate, very nostalgic, and again, it's been a long time since we've seen these clone troopers in particular on the screen. I mean, think about it. I mean, am I right? It's been since like 2011 or 2012, since we've seen these guys on the screen. But yeah, there's that, guys. And moving on to the last one, I'm gonna say this really kind of quickly. Any Jedi character you've kind of been thinking about picking up, I would pick it up now, because again, I think we're going to see a lot of recognizable Jedi, throughout the Jedi temples or throughout, just different little missions. Again, we're only going to be getting like 60 minutes of content, so it's not going to be too crazy. We're not going to get an entire like backstory of Quinlan Vos, but I think any Jedi character that you've been on the lookout for, say it's a $50 Jedi, and you're kind of like, damn, do I want to spend $50 right now? I would just do it personally. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a wizard. I can't really predict the future, but I will say that, if it's a $50 Jedi now, I don't doubt for a second you guys will see a little bit of a boost in him if he does show up in Tales of the Jedi, and maybe up to that $55 or $60 mark, which in turn, at that point, might as well pay the $50 now and not pay $60 a week and a half from now. But there's the minifigures, guys. Let's move on to a few sets right here that are pretty obvious. I think will go up at least a little bit. All right, guys, but moving on to the sets right here, which I don't really think there's going to be too many crazy noticeable sets that LEGO's made in the show. I think it's definitely going to be a lot more grounded of a show, I feel. 3 sets I personally see having maybe a little bit of a market change. For the first one being the T6 Jedi Shuttle. This was shown in the trailer, and again, kind of a forgettable ship. No one really cares about it, I feel. But again, it's just the overall fact that, come a week and a half from now, or actually like 9 days from now, there's going to be another, couple 100,000 people that see that ship again on screen, and we just have to kind of think about it. Even if like only like 0.1% of those people, go on the aftermarket and buy a T6 Jedi Shuttle, it's going to make the price go up, 5, 10, 15 bucks. So that's really kind of what I'm looking for, in this video. And Count Dooku Solar Sailor is the next one. It was not shown in the trailer, but I don't doubt that we'll probably see it a little bit. Maybe the last Count Dooku episode, depending on how far along in the timeline it is, maybe we'll see him, get into the Solar Sailor or get out of it, or, talk to Palpatine on a hologram, or just something like that. Something where, kind of just brings back the episode 2, kind of Solar Sailor, vibes. And of course, in the Clone Wars, Count Dooku, rode around in a Solar Sailor a lot. So then lastly, guys, this one's kind of up in the air. Will we, see this exact model in the show or not? I'm not too sure, but again, it's kind of 3 of these episodes will be Ahsoka-centric. Is the Ahsoka Starfighter. If we do end up seeing this in the show, same thing. It's already a pretty hard to find set right now. Very rare, very expensive. And, this is one where, there's only so many on the market right now. So all it takes is literally at this point 2 or 3 or 4 people to go and want to buy that Ahsoka Starfighter if they show it, and then the market's going to be basically obliterated, and then it's going to have to kind of reset. What's the new floor price, and that's why, in my personal opinion, I think these are some things we should be on the lookout for right now, minifigures and sets wise. So yes, thank you guys all so much for watching this video. I started this series back with Kenobi, and I'll continue to do it for every single Star Wars, movie or TV show that comes out in the future. At this point, it's Bad Batch next, and then Mandalorian Season 3. But like I said, guys, this show is kind of hard to really predict. It's going to be such a short, literally it's going to be over in 50 minutes of actual content, and I feel like they have a lot of actual story they want to focus on. I feel like cameo-wise, there's not going to be too many people showing up, but nonetheless, guys, here's all some stuff I would maybe look at the market right now for, and pick it up before it's too late. So I'm looking forward to the show a lot, guys, and actually, the day of when the show comes out, I will have a full kind of review and set ideas video on the channel. So basically 7 days from now, we will kind of look back and see what sets LEGO could make if if they actually decide to do anything from this series. So nonetheless, guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for you guys later. Bye, guys, and stay safe.